everyone, and welcome back to Anxiety GoGo. Before I start on one of my cards, I'd like to thank all my new subscribers and thank you for your wonderful supportive comments. Keep up that so I can keep up this. Today I wanted to talk about checking the facts and what are the facts when we're thinking about all the worst things possible about ourselves or circumstances and things like that. While we're all in quarantine or isolation or whatever you'd like to call it, we spend a lot of time thinking. So therefore we spend a lot of time up in our own heads. Some of us are isolated alone, and that can be one of the most torturous things we could have, because we sit there and, as we know, as our own worst enemies, we tend to tear ourselves apart more than we should. So with this message, I'd really like everyone to be kind to themselves, because at this time, especially this time, it is so important to take care of yourselves and to keep a healthy mindset, be mindful and have healthy boundaries for yourself even, to reassure yourself that you are in a position now where there's nothing that you can really do. You're being told by governments and the world around us that we need to stay home and we need to sit with ourselves, which for myself and for a lot of us is quite a scary thing. Some of you might also be finding at this time, some might have reached it a little bit sooner, some might not be there yet, but being isolated or quarantined and being with yourself a lot, it will get to a point where you start to really doubt yourself and really feel uncomfortable in your own presence, because it's not normal. A lot of us haven't even experienced anything like this in our lifetimes anyway, so it can be quite daunting, overwhelming, all of those fantastic descriptive words. What we need to do is, when we start thinking all of those things, we start having all those funny doubts, or we start worrying about the future, we start worrying about what if, we have to check facts. So this is this little card at the moment. On the back of it, it says, do you find yourself dwelling on what might be? Try not to worry over something unknown. It may not be what you think. And a thought only has power when you activate it. So they're quite powerful statements and a question that if you can replay this again and have a think about these, even if you do them individually, they're really quite powerful. And if you can get a hold of these kinds of thoughts and questions and try to manage those, you're going to have a lot healthier mind and therefore a lot healthier quarantine or isolation. So that's the key at the moment. When you're self-doubting, what are the facts? In that thought that you're having, what is the fact in that thought? Now, quite often we will have a thought and we will think, oh, I'm not good enough, or this is really weird. Why am I feeling this? I don't think anybody else would be feeling this. It seems to be only me that does it like this. It's not true. It's so often not true. And we often think that we have the worst case scenario too. In a crisis point, or even just those little days where you're having a low day and you have self-doubt, you don't even have to be in quarantine. This can be just a day-to-day thing that we all suffer with. The self-doubt, the low self-esteem, picking on ourselves, picking on our images, and worrying what other people might think, or worrying about things that might happen. We can't control those. We know that we can't control them, so therefore we need to take a step back and look at ourselves and how we're treating ourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Think, if that person knew what you were thinking, I'm quite sure that they would not respond the way you think that they would. And if anything, they would probably want to reach out and give you a big cuddle and say, I would never think that about you. So we need to start practicing those kind of thoughts when we're looking at ourselves or thinking about ourselves, to be more kind to ourselves, and especially in times like this. So checking the facts. The one that I really find to be quite powerful is a thought only has power when you activate it. Now that is really, really, really good, because a thought can't hurt you. It can only hurt you if you start acting it out or start believing that it is real. And that's when you'll start destroying yourself, destroying your mind, destroying your self-esteem, destroying the love that you have for yourself, starting to attack yourself when you start believing that those thoughts that you're having about yourself are true. It's not a fact. A fact is when you have it straight up, you know exactly that it is the truth, then okay, maybe we can work on those things. We can, if it is a body image thing and you want to address it, then yes, you might have, a fact is you have, you're a certain height and you probably need to weigh a certain weight to be in a healthy weight range. Now that to me is a very broad statement as well, because we're all different and we all hold our weight in different places. We all are different. But as a guide, if you know that you are outside those guidelines, then okay, the fact is you might need to do some health changes to your body or the way you are living and your lifestyle. Those are the facts. When we know that it's going to impact us with our health, that we know that okay, we've developed diabetes. That is a fact. It is having an impact on our health, our weightness. Saying to yourself, oh, this makes me look fat. They're going to think that I look fat in this. Oh, la 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 la. They're not facts. We don't know what the other person is going to think. So we need to step back, pull back at that moment and say, I don't know that for sure. I feel I look good in this. I'm going to wear it. If you don't feel good in it and you feel that it's not something you are comfortable to go out in to socialize or whatever it is, then don't wear it. You need to change that for yourself. Don't assume what other people might say or might not say, because we don't know that. They're not going to come up to us and say, you look fat in that. And if they do, then you need to reassess who your friends are. But anyway, at the end of the day, it's about looking after you, about having healthy mindsets, about yourself as well. Acceptance, like in the other videos that I talked about, accepting yourself is a massive, massive, I don't even know how to explain it. It's a massive thing to have if you can accept yourself, because you will live a lot lighter. So that's something we all need to work on. Checking the facts, realizing what the facts are will help us live lighter, will help us accept ourselves better, and also accept others as well. Treat yourself kind. Don't beat yourself up in these times when we're sitting at home thinking a lot about ourselves and what could be or what might be, what we should be doing, what we could be doing. They're all things that aren't solid. We can't work on things that aren't solid. So treat yourself well. Do what you can in the present. Live for the present. Take each day as it comes, and hopefully you'll find a lot more comfort in yourself if you're not as hard on yourself with the judgment, because your friends won't judge you the same way you will, and you wouldn't judge your friends the same way you judge yourself. So be kind and look after yourself, stay safe, and I'll be back again soon with another video and talk on one of my cards. Don't forget to subscribe, because I'm loving getting the new subscribers, and comment as much as you like as well, because that's a feel-good thing too. All right, thank you, over and out.